Hello, happy Christmas Eve. I've got a couple of things to tell you today, one of which I've been forgetting since Saturday. Someone asked a question a couple of days ago. Let me work this out. Can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. In the comments, somebody asked me about the shawl that was on the back of my chair, which is this one. And that reminded me that at the Christmas Wool Show, I told you I was interviewed by a lady called Sophia for her channel Knits For You. And that when the interview went up, I would let you know. Well, it went up Saturday morning. And every day since, I forgot. Today is Tuesday. So down below is a link to both Sophia's channel in general and the episode with my interview in particular. And she'd stopped me to ask about this shawl, which at the time I was wearing as like a scarf. It's Shawlography by Stephen West. It was the MCAL, I think in 2021. And I made it then. It was the first MCAL I'd done. I made it just with some acrylic four ply even, because I didn't know if I was going to enjoy the MCAL, if I was going to like the finished object. Well, I enjoyed it so much that I knit a second one last year in November. I knit this one, and I knit it in Christmas colours because I wanted a Christmas shawl. And I told you that that's what I was going to do every November. And then this November, what I'd planned to make, I didn't do. I did the Good Karma cowl in Diane's Grinch colourway and a couple of other Drops Fable, I think, and a West Yorkshire Spinners, I think. And then I started gift knitting. So my plan to knit another Christmas shawl this November went out the window. So possibly November 2025, I will knit another Christmas coloured shawl. I think I know which one I'm going to do, but I'm not going to say. The one that I'd intended to do, I'm going to roll over to 2025. So, specifics about this shawl. The red, I say on the interview that I dyed most of the yarn, but I've remembered since then that I didn't dye the dark grey. The red is Cascade Heritage. The dark grey, which I thought I'd dyed, I didn't, and I can't for the life of remember who did. I got it in a D-stash. I think I might have got it from Anne from Spar Knits. But anyway, I did dye both the greens and the sort of the creamy colour, which looks like it's plain. But let me see if I can find a bit that will show. That one might. Oh, I don't know. It's actually got speckles of other colours in. You can possibly see them. In these two. Can you see that? Oh, just about. You can just about see. They're quite subtle, so they're a bit hard to see. But yes. So that's the answer to your question. I'm sorry I can't remember who asked it. But it also reminded me to put the links in and tell you about the interview. So that was one thing I needed to tell you. The other thing, and I'm doing this at the beginning because we all know I will have forgotten by the end. Starting on the 1st of January and running until the 31st of March, Belinda from Belinda's Baubles and I are running a get rid of your old whips make along. There's the cough for this episode. It's called the Topping Out Mal. And this year, we did it last year, or really Belinda did it last year and I just helped. But this year we're doing it together. And we're calling it the Double Trouble because this year you can enter both on Belinda's Ravelry page and on mine. So there'll be a chatter thread open on both of those pages just after Christmas. And then on the 1st of January, we'll both be opening a finished object thread. There'll be a prize drawn every week. It'll be a pattern prize. Now, I've said every week. Do I mean every month? I can't remember, but that's okay because I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, there'll be a prize drawn as we go along. I cannot remember the intervals. A pattern prize from the chatter thread, and then at the end there will be prizes from the finished object thread. Now, the only rule is whatever you put into the finished object thread has to have been started before the 1st of January. So if you've got whips hanging around from 10 years ago, this is your chance to clear them out. And if you want to have a massive cast-on party on New Year's Eve, go for it. So long as it's been started before the 1st of January, you can enter it. There is a fabulous little intro video that Belinda has very cleverly done that I'm going to link below, and that gives you all the information, as does Belinda in yesterday's vlog. Belinda's linked below, her vlogs are linked below, her channel is linked below, and I will also link separately the little video. I will try and add it onto the end of this, but we know what my technological abilities are, and they do not run to putting things on the end of videos sometimes, so it may not be there. If it's not, it is linked below. I will also be sharing it on Instagram if I can figure out how to do that. But even if I can't, if you go and look at Belinda's, you'll get all the details. Okay. Remembered. Right, shall we open some parcels now? I'll start with Discreet Unicorn today. That's a little bit darker than it is in real life, but at least it's not flaring so badly that you can't actually see it. I think we're darkening up now. This is beginning not to fit in its bag. I'm glad there's only a couple of days left to go into it. Oh, there we go. So this will go on top of that one. Oh, I don't know, maybe we're not darkening up, maybe we're lightening. And then it's back to a couple of rows of this final green and then Kitchener it all up together. But I saw someone, one of my friends, might have been Bethany, shared a reel on Instagram of joining two pieces of knitting using two threads, and you just like twist them round each other and then go through the loop. I'm going to give that a try. Not that I mind Kitchener, but we all like to try something new, don't we? I've just realised my hair is wet. I apologise. But you're used to me by now. Blue Phone Yarns. This is possibly the last one. I think it might be the last one. There's a sweetie. Little Milky Way. Advertised when you were allowed to advertise such things as the treat you can eat between meals without spoiling your appetite. Certainly that size you can. And now the yarn. And again, that's a bit darker. That's more like it there. Lovely. And now, because I've had things arranged in a different order. Let me put this. Oh, I'm a bit scared to pick it up in case everything falls off the other end. But we're safe. So this is it in its entirety. I'm sure this is the last one. You wait, there'll be another one tomorrow and then I'll have to eat my words. So this is, and I'm more sure now than I ever was, that rather than the Jolly Jumper, which I will knit in different yarn, because I do like the way it's constructed, I'm going to knit something that goes from sleeve, you know, sleeve cuff to sleeve cuff, because it starts and ends with the blue. So that's either the Adventurer sweater or, what is it called, the cardigan? What is it called? Don't remember. Useless. Yes, but it's either going to be a sweater or a cardigan. I'm leaning towards the sweater, but I'm still waiting for the pattern to be on proper release and come down in price, because I'm not paying £20 for it. They've priced it like that to discourage people from buying it, so that the people who bought the advent that it was free with get to knit theirs before everybody else, which is fair enough. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient. Right, little Likac. Day 24. This is the last of the minis, but I do have a full skein for tomorrow. This one is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Are you ready? Again, it's a tiny bit darker than it looks there. Just a tiny bit. There's more accurate. Okay. So these are the minis in their full glory. That when I see you next on a proper podcast may well already have been cast on. So there we go. That is all of, if I do it like that, you can see the ends. All of little Likac. It's just stunning. Amanda, if you're watching this, you have done spectacularly well with this year's Advent idea. Honestly, see, that's what I was afraid was happening. I couldn't be happier with it. I love it. So I can see that I'm going to spend quite some time doing some winding. Right, let's pop that back over there. And finally, our last day in Wales is, let me move my sweetie, South Stack Lighthouse in Anglesey. Now, Anglesey is kind of a bit that's attached to Wales, but almost an island. And the only interesting thing I can tell you about it is that when the now Prince of Wales, Prince William, was a helicopter pilot, he flew search and rescue from a base in Anglesey. That's all the information I have for you, because I forgot to look it up. But there will be a link down below. And again, the absolutely phenomenal Belinda will have done all sorts of research. So if you go and watch her podcast, she can tell you all about it. Vlog, sorry. I keep saying podcast when I mean vlog. Vlog. photo first, and it does look stunning. Obviously, this is kind of the end of it, I think, rather than the whole Anglesey business. I don't think it's that tiny. It might be. I might be wrong. Lighthouses are by nature huge, aren't they? So, could be. And here is the yarn. There you go. Okay. So that's all the minis from around the UK done as well. Put that on there. It is quite similar to yesterday's, but there are some differences if you look closer. So that's all of Wales. And that's everything for today. And in the spirit of full disclosure, I'm going to finish recording this and then record tomorrow's. So I'll be seeing you again in a minute. You won't be seeing me again for another 24 hours. You lucky things. Bye, guys.